Morning, gentle sunlight slips through the window. A warm cup of tea rests softly in hands that have lived through many seasons. The rising steam, light as a thin cloud, slowly dissolves into the quiet air. A deep breath, a peaceful moment where you can feel the steady rhythm of your own heartbeat. In this stillness, a question quietly appears. What if aging is not a fading away, but the beginning of the deepest silence within the heart? What if the years that have passed never truly took anything from us, but instead returned to us a tender understanding of life itself? When we are young, we hurry. We chase goals, expectations, and endless comparisons. We fear time, fear wrinkles, fear slowing down. But then one day, we realize that the most precious thing is not how fast or how far we go, but knowing when to pause and listen to ourselves. And that is also when the teachings of the Buddha become clearer than ever. Old age is seen as the autumn of life, no longer as dazzling as summer, but beautiful in its ripeness, its softness, and its depth. It is not a journey downward, but a journey of returning to the present breath, returning to the calmness in your soul, returning to what truly matters. Today, we will explore 6 Buddhist teachings that can help you enter this stage of life with a more open and peaceful heart, not to hold on to youth, but to discover the beauty that has been waiting quietly to be seen. Sit comfortably, relax your shoulders, and allow each word to gently touch your mind. Peace is still here, simply waiting for you to notice it. Lesson 1. Let go to lighten the heart. As we pass through the many rises and falls of life, we often carry more than we ever realize. The mind is like an old room. Inside it are memories, expectations, unspoken resentments, wounds still tender, and relationships we hold on to only out of habit. At first, we believe everything in that room is important, but over time, it becomes crowded and messy, leaving no space to breathe and no room for light to enter. Letting go is not losing. Letting go is opening. It is clearing away what no longer fits, so that peace can return home. The Buddha taught that the root of suffering is attachment. The tighter we cling to what has already drifted away from the natural flow of life, the more we hurt ourselves, like gripping a rope being pulled away from us. The tighter we hold on, the deeper the pain cuts. Take a gentle look at what you are holding inside. There are people who once helped you grow, but now every conversation only leaves you more weary. There are dreams that once warmed your heart, but today they weigh you down because they no longer match who you are becoming. There are expectations you cling to simply because you are afraid of disappointing others. You do not release these things because they are bad, but because you have changed and now deserve a softer life. Letting go does not have to start with something big. Sometimes it is simply forgiving someone even if they never apologized. Giving away something you have not used for years, but kept only for the memory. Saying no instead of trying to please others when you are already exhausted. Or quietly reminding yourself that you do not have to be strong all the time. You may feel empty at first, but that emptiness is the space where peace begins to bloom. When your mind no longer holds what has become old and heavy, you will feel yourself becoming lighter. And when you become lighter, the world around you does too. Because letting go does not mean letting go of who you are, but rediscovering the part of yourself that has been hidden for too long. Ask yourself with honesty, what is weighing on your heart? When the answer appears, That is where the journey of release begins. Lesson 2. Protect your inner peace by choosing relationships wisely. As we enter the later chapters of life, the most precious thing is no longer a crowd of relationships or busy social gatherings. What we truly need are the connections that bring peace to our hearts. In the teachings of the Buddha, there is the concept of the Sangha. It is not only the community of monks, but also anyone who nourishes our spirit. Each person's Sangha may be very small, sometimes just one person who truly understands and respects the peace within us. Ask yourself, who makes me feel calm when I am beside them? Who makes me smile softly and forget my worries? And on the other hand, who weighs down my heart with just a single sentence? Who drains my energy after only a few minutes of conversation? These questions help us realize that not everyone deserves a place within the boundaries of our peace. You can love someone, but from afar. You can wish someone well, but no longer keep them in your life. Love does not mean accepting pain. We are no longer in a stage of life where we must prove anything to anyone. Your time and energy are now incredibly valuable gifts. Offer them only to those who cherish them. Imagine an afternoon where you sit beneath a tree with an old friend. No words are spoken, yet you both feel at peace. Sunlight slips gently through the leaves, and the breeze stirs your silver hair. Some relationships are like that. Quiet, uncomplicated, and yet they warm the heart. If a connection demands you to sacrifice your inner peace, then that price is too high. Keep close those who calm your heart, not those who stir up storms within it. Because peace is not a luxury. It is a gift you deserve in every remaining moment of your life. Lesson 3. Live fully in the present moment. The past is only memory, the future only imagination. Those things are no longer here and have not yet arrived. Yet we spend most of our lives lingering in one of those two places. When we look back at what has happened, we often feel regret or heartbreak. When we think about what has not yet come, we feel anxious and uncertain. And so, the most precious moment, the present, slips away unnoticed. Imagine a peaceful morning. You sit in your familiar chair, holding a warm cup of tea. Outside the window, birds sing softly, and the breeze slips through the old leaves. You inhale deeply, then exhale slowly. That's it. A simple moment, yet filled with healing power, because it is the moment where both body and mind exist in the same place, right here. The Buddha taught that you do not need to feel grateful for every second. You only need to be present in every second. When we observe the breath, noticing the air entering and leaving the body, we are returning to ourselves. Thoughts may still come and go, but we are no longer swept away by them. We simply watch, without judgment. Presence asks for nothing grand. When walking, just walk. When eating, just eat. When sitting, simply sit. It means allowing your mind to stay exactly where your body is, not running to the past, nor leaping into the future. Every moment of life, no matter how ordinary, becomes sacred when we fully show up for it. You can begin today. When pouring tea, listen to the sound of each drop. When taking a step, feel your foot touch the ground. When speaking with someone, look into their eyes and truly listen. These small acts are presence. Life does not happen in memories or plans, but in this single breath. Aging is not a countdown, but an opportunity to live more deeply with every moment you still have. When you return to the present, you will realize peace has never left you. It has only been waiting for you to notice and smile back. Lesson 4. Accept impermanence and make peace with change. Every human life moves through its own seasons. Youth is like spring, vibrant and full of energy. Summer comes and we devote ourselves, building our lives with passion and determination. Then autumn arrives, where ripeness and depth bloom within the soul. And when winter comes, it is not an ending, but a quiet pause to reflect on everything with gratitude and understanding. Every season is necessary, and none is meaningless. The Buddha taught that impermanence is the nature of all things. Everything changes, from our bodies and emotions to the things we once believed would last forever. But change is not a loss. It is how life continues to move. Leaves must fall so new buds can emerge. The sun must set so the moon and stars can shine. It is thanks to impermanence that every beginning is precious and every moment is worth cherishing. Many people feel afraid when they can no longer do things that once came easily. But instead of saying, "I used to be able to do that," try saying, "I am grateful that today I can still do this." Just a small shift in perspective can warm the heart. Because your value does not lie in what you once could do, but in who you are here and now. When something changes, place your hand on your heart and softly say, "It is changing," and that is the nature of life. This simple phrase is like a gentle caress for the soul. It helps us stop resisting what cannot be held onto. Just as a river cannot flow in one direction forever, we too must allow things to move naturally. You have lived through too much to fear change. Time does not take away your youth, it gives you wisdom and depth. When we stop clinging, time becomes a kind friend, reminding us to love each breath, each peaceful morning, each steady step. Impermanence does not come to steal your peace. It comes to remind you to treasure what you have and to trust that every change carries a gift. You only need to be gentle enough to open your heart and receive it. Lesson 5. Find joy in gratitude and simplicity. It is a quiet morning. You sit beside a familiar wooden table, holding a warm cup of tea in your hands. The early sunlight rests softly on your skin, and birds sing outside the window. Nothing special is happening. Yet this seemingly ordinary moment is exactly the kind of happiness we often forget in the rush of life. The Buddha reminded us that happiness is not having more, but feeling enough. When our hearts constantly chase what has not yet been achieved, we will always feel lacking. But when we appreciate what is here, no matter how small, joy gently blooms within us. Happiness is not far away. It lives in the rise and fall of your breath, in the subtle aroma of tea, in the warm smile of someone you met this morning. In Sanskrit, there is a word called sukha. Sukha is a deep, quiet happiness, unconditional and soft. It grows from contentment, from the sense of fullness in each moment we are living. It is not a joy that flares up and disappears, but a long-lasting peace that stays within the heart. To cultivate sukha, you do not need to change anything grand. Simply take a few seconds each night, before you close your eyes, to remember 3 little things you are grateful for today. Maybe it was a simple yet delicious meal. Maybe a brief conversation that made you smile. Or maybe the simple blessing that you made it through another day in peace. When you focus on these good things, the mind naturally learns to notice the light even in darker times. You can also practice gratitude in everyday actions. When washing your hands, be grateful for the water touching your skin. When walking, be grateful for your legs that still carry you. When resting, be grateful for the body that has accompanied you through so many long years. The more grateful you are, the more you realize how generous life has always been with you. A grateful heart does not need more time. It only needs to use the time it has in a beautiful way. And when you live simply with gratitude, each day becomes lighter, each moment becomes sacred. Happiness has never disappeared. It has only been waiting for you to pause long enough to see that it is right here. Lesson 6. Live with compassion. When you leave this world, what will remain? Not the things you owned, not the fame nor the victories you were once proud of. What remains is the feeling you planted in the hearts of others, the way they remember you when they close their eyes, the warmth you once offered, the gentleness you left behind. In the teachings of the Buddha, compassion is the path that leads us to the deepest peace. Compassion is not sacrifice or endurance. Compassion is the ability to see someone's pain and sincerely wish them peace. But what many people forget is that compassion must begin with oneself. You have done the best you could with the awareness you had at each stage of your life. Every stumble, every ache you've overcome is a sign of a strong heart learning how to love. The Buddha once said, "You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection." This means you deserve to be treated with the same kindness you give to others every day. When you learn to be gentle with yourself, you naturally become gentler with the world. When your heart is healed, you can finally share that light with those around you. Compassion does not always need grand gestures. Sometimes it is simply listening to someone with your full presence. Forgiving the one who once hurt you, not because they deserve forgiveness, but because your heart deserves to be free. Letting go of the harsh words you speak to yourself, so you can breathe a deeper breath. When you meet someone, whether familiar or a stranger, silently say to yourself, "Just like me, this person wants to be happy." This gentle sentence becomes a bridge connecting two souls. It dissolves the walls between us and helps us see others with understanding eyes. Give yourself a small pause. Forgive. Love. Be present. 3 simple acts that can turn your heart into a home of peace. Because in the end, life is not measured by how long we live, but by how much softness we have offered to this world. Compassion is how we say to the world, "I was here, and I made it a little kinder." And as you continue your journey with an open heart, every step you take will be a quiet blessing for everyone you meet along the way. Old age is not an ending, but a quiet beginning. It is the moment when you no longer have to chase the noise of the world, but can return to caring for the peaceful garden within yourself. The lessons of your life have brought you here, where every breath becomes deeper, and every moment carries a more profound meaning. You have traveled through the vibrant seasons of youth, through days of effort and endless devotion. Now, you can allow yourself to live fully in the calm that time has gently gifted you. For wisdom does not come from how long we live, but from how deeply we have understood and cherished life. May you be peaceful in the rest of your journey. May you remain awake to see that every change is a gift. May you be free from the worries and attachments that once made your heart heavy. And may you always keep the gentle light that has matured within you through all the passing years. Imagine the morning light quietly reflecting on a still lake. The water does not rush, does not resist. It simply accepts and mirrors the beauty of the sky. Old age is the same. It is when you can see the peace shimmering inside your soul. Let every step you take be a thank you. Let every breath be a new beginning, softer and deeper. Life still has many tender wonders waiting ahead of you.